Doobie doobie doo. What's going on? Testing. Hey, okay. I think that's all fine. Just immediately this time. No issues. No kind of crazy business going on. Right? Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna grab the link and then run around like a shameless plugging Senior X, just dropping it everywhere. Because I need the watch time, guys. I've really not been with it right now. That's not the right button. How do I get to live? I swear I know what I'm doing. Okay. Video link, and then we'll run over to Discord because I have zero shame. 0000001. Okay, I'm gonna drop this here. I've got like new space. You can't see just yet. I've got a lot more space since the last time I did this, so this is gonna be a bit easier to build, I think, hopefully. Behind the scenes, I guess we'll throw it there because that's like fair, right? Feels fair to me. And then plugs. There we go. Okay, now I can pull back up the chat. Hello there. Oh, it's just you. It's just us here together. Okay. Tell me if that's a bit loud. I don't know if that's going to be a bit too loud. But yeah, so there's like space now. Like you can't see it because I've got that in the way. But like there's room. This is where it was before. There's a whole new table just oops. There. See, like where this line ends. There. It's now a white table on the back. Same height. So that's great. That's great news. It means that I can actually use more space here. It's like you can't actually see the rest, but like we've got that just right up here. Flexing. Got the Micro Ninjago City. You're the only one in here, so that was completely a pointless flex, that. Right, so is this fine? Is the audio fine here? Is it killing your ears? It sounds fine to me, but I don't know how it's coming through. Well, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so Shadow Wizard Money Gang Dojo here. Let's have a look, see what we can see. I've not actually looked at this box, just been on the desk for like 2 weeks. Since, was it 2 weeks ago when I said I'd stream? I think it was. I've not actually had a chance to just have a look, so you know what, we're going to take advantage of this new space to just sort of, you know, bring it in here. Ooh, look at this box. It's a really cool box. That's right, guys, that's great. Great news. Amazing. Pull this back a bit, it's a bit in the way, innit? Right. Okay. Raz. Thank you, DS Ninja Productions. I'm glad that you're really jealous of this Micro Ninjago City that I spent 35 quid on. Woohoo! Woohoo! Rest in peace, Lord Garmadon 2019. Okay, so I'll use my nails like an absolute savage. Like a monster, not like a cool person. Although I am really cool. Right, guys? I'm really cool, right? I'm like the coolest Ninjago YouTuber, that's what someone said once. I used to be really pedantic with the sellotape on boxes, and well, anything really. Like ruining the printing. It was just like sacrilege. Can I actually get this this light? Oh, there we go. That's not blinding at all. I do actually have to make a short with this Micro Ninjago City. I did look earlier for the docks one to see if there were any decent prices out there. And although I was really happy with buying the Micro Ninjago City for 35, like, okay, I know I can buy... I'm probably able to get 2 of them. If I wanted to, I could get enough points to buy two of the micros from Lego.com. Which means I have to buy 1 of them without it. That's my thinking, right? I would have jumped on the docks otherwise, because saving like 10 quid or whatever, like £25, I'd rather pay the extra £10 than like miss it or whatever, and then have to buy the thing on the website and spend like way too much money that I didn't intend to, because I want to buy either the Dungeons and Dragons one when it comes out, or the, this is more likely, it's the one with the goat, the medieval village. I think that's a decently priced set. It's got 3,000 pieces. It's all, I think it's £200 exactly, or was it 190? I think it's much better, and I'd be happy buying that. But what I'm kind of waiting, hoping a little bit, is I'll do another ×2 weekend or whatever, so that I can get way more points. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if that's reasonable or not though. Right, there we go. Okay. You didn't know? Wow, I should have made a short, then you would have been aware. I'm really slacking on the whole YouTube game, aren't I? Ow. Okay, that's number 7. There are 7 bags at least. There we go. Keep a count. And I don't have to toss them over my shoulder because there's room behind. You can't see. There's room over here. There's room over here. I can just not have to yeet it over the fucking wall. I swore. I said frickin', alright? That was, I'm really not with it either. Okay, that's just, you didn't hear anything. This is a family-friendly YouTube channel. I did not just say the F word. I didn't. You misheard. That's number 2. I'll put it there. The Darth Vader 1 YouTube channel is gone. Now it's Siloid, and we're moving into a new era, apparently. We're, T for teen. Is that the right rating for swearing? I don't think it is. What? Did they swear in Marvel movies? I don't think they ever say that word, right? So that's probably like 18 plus for some reason. I'm not really sure I get that, but like, yeah, it's a bad word, guys. Don't repeat it. There's number 1. We are number 1. Hey, I'm going to do 3 bags today, I think. So we'll save these ones. That's number 8. There's like a thing. Where does this go? Can someone tell me what bag that's from? Oh, really? Well, that's 13 plus, isn't it? Or what is it in weird American terms? It's like T or something, isn't it? Bruh. That's number 3. That means realistically I can stump the rest. Do you remember where these were from? Like, what bag are they in? Do I need to keep them handy, or can I put them away? Oh, yeah. Interesting. I've not watched the Marvel movie since Spider-Man 3, yeah, the multiverse one. That's the last one I watched. Oh no, I watched Doctor Strange 2, and I died internally and decided I'm never gonna ever watch another Marvel movie again. I think that might be the worst film I've ever seen. Like, I genuinely think that Doctor Strange 2, I was just kind of sitting here, not pulling this out. Doctor Strange 2 may be the worst movie I have ever watched in my life. From like a big production studio anyway. It's awful. It is the worst. I just can't defend it. I can't even, you know, ironically defend Doctor Strange 2. It is that bad. There is nothing good about it. It is awful. It's... Okay, I've not seen that, so I can't tell that for sure. But it's at least the worst movie I've ever seen. Even... Okay, it's the only... It's like... No, hold up. It's not the best Phase 4 one, regardless of anything else, because Spider-Man 3 came out that year, and that phase. That's the best Marvel Phase 4 movie, according to most people, right? But even if it wasn't, and it was the best one, that still doesn't change the fact that it's still the worst movie I've ever seen, because that would just mean that there were other movies worse than it that I hadn't seen. Move that out of the way. Yeah, I think it was worse than Rise of Skywalker. I think, look, the Rise of Skywalker is bad, but it's not like, it's like obviously bad. Doctor Strange 2 is the kind of bad that, like, it seemed to think that it was amazing. Like, I don't think the people working on I don't think even J.J. Abrams was under the impression, like really, like, genuinely was under the impression that what he'd made there with Kathleen Kennedy and the whole gang was actually any good. I refuse to believe that they actually 100%, there was not one bit of doubt. He's not that stupid, okay? But, okay, actually, hold on. The only good thing about Doctor Strange 2 is that it was directed by Sam Raimi. And you know what? I say that, but I actually hated the way it was shot. I don't think he was the right choice for that movie. It was fine, like there were good elements to it, and I liked some shots, but then there were also some really, really bad ones. Just bad ones. Really off-feeling ones. Like, not bad, it's in genuinely, because I got like the I got the feeling, like, well, not the feeling, I knew watching it that it was his stylistic choices, and you can't really, you know, just outright say, oh, this is the worst ever, because he decided to do it like this in his typical style, right? That's wrong. That's not fair. But it doesn't really change the fact that what he was actually shooting, the content of the movie was awful. And sometimes his stylistic choices just weren't right. Okay, that's nice. I mean, you're right, Doctor Strange 2 isn't the best Marvel Phase 4 movie because Phase 4 included Spider-Man, whatever that was called, Homecoming? No, that's the... Hold on. No Way Home, Homecoming, and then... no, it was Homecoming, No Way Home, and then... Far From Home? Yeah, that was Spider-Man 3. Yeah. Yes, it is. Well, it's the best one I've seen, and I have seen both that and Doctor Strange 2. And Doctor Strange 2 is not better. It's not better. Even if you think it's not, like, worse, or, like, worse, the most trash thing in the world, like I do, it's definitely not better. It's definitely not better. No Way Home. Yeah. I don't know about Guardians of the Galaxy, but Doctor Strange 2, you need to sort of step back, maybe watch it again. I wouldn't actually force that on anyone. Even my worst enemy, I wouldn't ask to watch Doctor Strange 2 again. Like, after having seen it the first time, I think it would be far more painful. Because you'd already know it's garbage and it's never getting any better. You'd just be torturing yourself for no reason. So, I'm glad that you deluded yourself this much. You know, I think that this is one of those few times where ignorance is bliss. You seem to have sort of mind whammied yourself into thinking you watched a completely different film. So if that's how it's going to stay in your brain, then fair enough, okay? Don't watch it again. You'll probably hurt yourself when you realize, uh-oh, I actually, you know, hallucinated what I thought I was watching, and I was right the whole time. That would be a bad end. You don't need to do that to yourself. Just... it's better if you keep it in your mind as it was, as opposed to seeing it as it is now. It's like when, you know, when a pet dies, you remember them as they were when they were alive, running around, as opposed to the cold dead corpse lying on the garden patio. Doctor Strange 1 is awesome. It's a really good film. Which is why I was so disappointed with Doctor Strange 2. Because I really like Doctor Strange 1. Oh, it's Cinder. Quill. This guy is not Ash, and that really saddens me. I know the spoilers, but I don't know anything about Season 2. I didn't even watch Season 1. So this is like completely irrelevant to me. I don't know who any of these people are really, other than the fact that Cinder is not Ash. And that means he will not be catching them all. He will not be one of the court. It's just Ash in a Cyndaquil costume. Ash Ketchum. What is that? Oh, it's like some kind of fancy schmancy, you can't even see. Like some kind of fancy schmancy thingamajig. Ain't that fancy and schmancy? Those are words. I didn't see season 1 yet either, like, at all. Oh, is it? Oh. Oh. Fascinating. Okay, we'll pour these out here. I'm not sure how I want to sit, because I got like an L-shaped thing. I'm actually as close as I can get to where I'm pouring the pieces right now. That doesn't make much sense, does it? I left those oh, whatever. Oh, we may as well grab the box again. That's a backdrop to look at. There we go. Here we have his funky anime hair. We'll bring this in a bit closer, you know, just sort of give it some kind of I don't even know. That's what we're doing there. Elbow can live there. Oh, you know what? You know what I can do? I just realized a really cool thing I can do. If we bring this in a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. That over here like that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I banish the city to the nether realm. Grab Mac here and all of these things right here. Pull them out the way. Push that over there. And then I can, without difficulty or problem, put this here. Can I? I can't do that. Never mind. But what? Did he? I didn't see that film, so I'm not sure what that means. That was a waste of my time. Okay, anyway. Oops. Gosh, I'm really messing this up. Okay, so Climber Kai. Is that who it is? Who it is? Who is the is? Who? Yeah, I presume so. Climber Kai and Cinder Ace. My favorite Pokemon. Oh, the hair piece. I read that as the movie Joker. I completely blanked out the hair part of that statement, that comment, that message. What do you call a chat thing? The chat, that's what it is. Fortnite Ninja said it once. That means it's true. What's his name? Fortnite Ninja. No relation to Ninjago Ninja. Sadly. What? Yeah, he does, actually. I don't know, he died, hopefully. That ending was awful. Like, that was really bad. Season 11 it was, wasn't it? It was so bad. I think that might be up there with some of like the worst endings in like Ninjago. Like I genuinely think that might be one of the worst finales. Which is saying a lot, considering that Ninjago has some really, really bad finales. There's that. There's his head. His hat, or whatever it's called. What is it? He has like a little hat from Dragon's Rising, I think. Oh, there it is. I should watch it all on stream. I don't hate most of season 11. Even if I wanted to like rage on the ending, which I do, and I really don't like the final episode. Was it even the final episode? The finale where Zane gets like talk no jutsu'd, like Lloyd is Naruto all of a sudden. And like 1 second he's an amnesiac dictator with no morals at all, and the next split second, he's Lloyd's best buddy Zane. It broke my brain when I watched it, because they're not that stupid. The writers are, like, you know, they're typically, admittedly, when you look at some of the writing choices, they do seem to do that a little bit. Like, I can't fully deny that the Hagemans would never have tried something like that, to pull something like that, because they think, oh, it's a kid's show. Like the worst excuse in history for any like animated, any kind of TV show related drama or like conversation. When they whip out the, but it's a kid's show though excuse, my brain shuts down like twice as hard. What does that have to do with anything? No, but like that was just, it's nonsensical. It's completely nonsensical. And like that was the first Wild Brain season, wasn't it? So like 4 years ago, dude. That's insane. That's crazy. Oh, Hunted was also really, really awful. I love Hunted, but Sons of Garmadon had a better ending than Hunted did. Which is insane, actually, because I hate Sons of Garmadon. Like, I always thought those two got mixed up. Not like literally, but like if the quality of those two seasons was to be like consistent, well, first off, half of Hunted would have to go, but then the ending would need to change as well. If you swapped it with Hunted's, with Sons of Garmadons, I mean, then I think it would be a lot better. And then there's other ones like, I'm blanking as well now. I you know, obviously season 2. Yeah, I think that's fair, but season 2 is just awful in general. So, March of the Oni, of course, that's like one of the most egregious. Crystallized, obviously. I didn't see Seabound, so I have no idea on that. I think March of the Mountain was alright. I don't remember it being super annoyed with that season's ending, so whatever, that's fine. Prime Empire was just kind of awful. Prime Empire, oh yeah. Prime Empire is trash. The ending is awful. I I remember back when that came out, and like I was in like the beginning of my sort of I hate everything stage. Not I hate everything, but like just generally in life. And I had to force myself to watch it, not because I hated Ninjago or anything, but because I just I didn't have any motivation to do anything in general. And so I watched it, I forced myself, and I'd seen all this stuff on like Instagram at the time, saying about how, oh, Unagami is the best Ninjago character ever. Oh, that finale was amazing, guys. And like I watched it, I binged the entire season, like I think it was like 6 months after it came out. And I'm just left sitting there like, what were you talking about? Because it was just so bad, and I didn't understand. And eventually the people that had said that started turning around like, oh, maybe, okay, I may have judged that a little too soon. It was like there was this wave of people that were just sort of like, it was the recency bias, I think, and they all just completely brainwashed themselves into thinking that it was like the best thing ever. And like a couple months later, they were like, okay, maybe not. Yeah, it was something like that. I can't remember. I kind of just pushed the end of season 11 out of my brain. I just remember just the events, but not the actual words. Because I think I even watched it the last episode or so. I was like awake. I didn't get any sleep that night, so it was like double annoying to me because I was just irritable. But then I did watch it again later, I think, and realized that, you know, I was right. Right, I should stop yammering on. I have no say on that matter. I've not seen it. I've not seen the island either. I completely didn't touch the 2021 Ninjago stuff. All I knew... Okay, there was a time I was going to consider watching it. Because I watched Prime Empire and the March of the Mountain like immediately one after another at the end of like 2020 or like partway through. And then when Seabound was announced, I was considering watching it. And then the first like was it a leak? It was either a leak or the first episode came out like fully. And they'd retconned the first Ninjutsu Master again. Or maybe, okay, I guess technically for the first time. But they retconned it with the Wajira stuff, and again, my brain was trembling. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't understand what they were going on with that, and I still don't understand what that was meant to be. It doesn't make any sense. I do not understand why they felt the need to do that. So, I don't know. That's sort of painted my picture of Seabound, even though I've heard that like Kalmar's really cool and all that, and I have Kalmar, I have the figure. I only got one Seabound set, and it was the one with him and Wajira as well. Because I was going to use them for Schism. Well, not them. I was going to use Wajira for Schism, or like the backstory of Schism. I don't know, man. Schism was the last Ninjago season I had planned for like 5 years, and like I killed it earlier this year. What am I looking for? Where is this part? There it is. No, not the season 2 retcon. Well, it was a Seabound retcon. It was a retcon that happened in Seabound. So it's a Seabound retcon. Indeed. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Legalize nuclear bombs. Can you imagine Ninjago's nuclear warfare? It's the next season, dude. Fallout. Ninjago. No. Right. What I'm talking about is the split off of water and wind. What do you mean? Yeah, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. Although it's not. It was retconned in March of the Oni to be the realm. So it was retconned in Seabound again, but they put it back to where it was, I guess. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's fine, right? I'm not going to argue with that. Point is, there were still retcons, because water and wind was changed. But that was a retcon. It was a retcon back to where it was, I guess. But like, yeah, anyway, that's not really what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that like that's fair. Like my interpretation of it, like that's literally what I was saying, was that it's mentally sort of marred in my mind, even though I've not seen it, because of what I heard about it. So I'm being unfair towards Seabound probably, so I can't talk about it. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. I don't know anything about Dragon's Rising. Well, not anything, but most things are not within my purview of knowledge. A tragic day, I say. I say I do. How does this work? Okay, so it's gonna go like this. Hang on. I'm having to lean across to check the chat, and that's not really helping anyone. So let me just pull this over here, that over there, and then we'll pull this in here. There we go. That should be better. All the pretty colors on my wondrous backdrop thing. I need to update that again. Oi, Mix, you can't be calling yourself old, because otherwise that means I'm old as well. And I'm not. I'm young. I'm in the springtime of youth, dude. Okay. Wait, that's correct, right? Like there's one bit on the back that doesn't get Where am I wrong? Well, I seem to be wrong. Oh, there we go. I think they just got rid of the cool lore from Hunted and Sons of Garmadon. Like, that's, from what I've heard, that seems to be the case. Because, again, the dragons are now sapient, and we literally had a chance for that with Firstborn, and they didn't take it, so I just presume that they were just retconning all of that. Which sucks, but, like, eh. I'm not super torn up about it. Gosh. It's interesting. I'm not sure what they're doing either. Obviously, you know more. I think you watched the whole thing, didn't you? Okay, so we just got like God Dragon, basically. God Dragons. Yeah. I thought Hunted had a really, really cool little story, and like they could have done so much with it, and then they just didn't, did they? They just didn't take that where it could have gone. It's one of those things. There was so much intrigue back then with the Oni and all that. Like they actually laid out mysteries. The temple. I mean, it was all very basic stuff. Like, if it had been in any other series, I probably wouldn't have been as hyped about it. But the fact that it was in Ninjago, I was to say Naruto then, because I was thinking about Naruto when I was saying if it had been in any other series. But like, Ninjago was just awful. I can accept that Ninjago has never really been amazing. Sometimes it has alright stuff, but like again, it's mostly just like cruising by at like base level. But back in Hunted, when that was coming out weekly, whenever it was coming out, like it was a different vibe. Felt like we were going places. Goodness. Don't let me hold you back, Giblo. Giblo them out of the water with that assessment. With a feeling that Raz is. I don't know what that means. Probably a spoiler. You heathen. Not that I mind. It's fine. The Oni and Dragon, like, it was a retcon. That was the best. Like, that was amazing. I can remember still how incredibly excited I was when they decided to breathe life back into the series with that. Just, I don't think people care. I don't think they appreciate just how much that did for the series. At least for the time. Because it was very, very important that they mixed things up. And they didn't have to, like, reset everything. They just retconned a few little bits. They made things seem a lot more interesting, and it all tied into the plot at the time. And I don't know, I'm praising basic writing decisions on Ninjago's part, but like that's the level that they're at, right? That I have to do that in order to say anything good about them. This is technically a Chima set. Very cool. Thank you, Trump. Ninjago, I mean, yeah. The first Chima set I've built since 2015. Is that true? Because I have a slight habit of hoarding boxed, sealed Lego sets, so maybe not. It's the last time I bought one. What am I looking for? Nine years from 2015, yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh gosh. Time moves on, doesn't it? It does. It goes places. It doesn't stop. It doesn't wait for anyone. He did. It's a very senior move, isn't it? I mean, he doesn't have to worry about that now because he's the CEO of a corporation. He's rolling in the big bucks. He makes John's fortune look like small potatoes. You know what I'm saying? $500, that's like, he makes that in an hour. Like, on a bad day. He is. Would you prefer a bunch of Lego furries or Lego ninjas? That's the question you ask your kids. Well, that was the question that you asked your kids back then. A surprising amount of people did not pick the ninjas. Myself included. Right, let's get this a bit more. There we go. That's a bit better. He did, and now he's gone back. Very impressive, Senior Stan. I'm looking at here. It's got to go there and there, okay. Oh. Not at a place with rocks? Are you betraying your one true love? What about geology, Mix? What about geology? How could you do this to geology? How does this work? Wait, what? Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Florida man sues Lego company. Sounds about right. Cool. Right, cool. And was it Monday morning? Technicalities. I bet you'd have said that about any profession. It will be happening soon. I'll be on this. Yeah, it will be on this. You'll at least get a thing that is happening. I'm back in the brain area now, alright, guys? Like, you can, you know, meme about it all you want. You can meme... Hey. Right, life happens, okay? It's the problem when you meme. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. But I'm still on the villains for this year. It'll happen. It'll happen. I said at least episode 1. Nah, there is no Schism. I killed Schism. I destroyed it. It's dead now. And I want my brain power back for talking out for all those years. The Schism lore got pretty deep, to be honest. And I say that with like full awareness of what I'm saying, right? Like, it did actually get pretty deep. I put a lot of thought into a lot of things. Ultimately speaking, it probably never would have amounted to much, but like, there was a lot of lore. Yeah, I said that, okay? I said that back before I realized, like, the general shape that the project would take, okay? It was a preliminary statement. I said that the casting call is going to come out in April, and it's April now, so the casting call is going to come out this month, okay? Yeah, Batlord, that was a really cool episode. That is like your best work ever. I didn't actually say that in the comment section. Because I didn't want you to get like a big head, you know, too close to the project. Okay, my arms are playing twister. Plans are overrated. Who's a plan? John doesn't need a plan. John just does, you know? He just does it. It's admirable. That's a lie. That's cap. I have one fully scripted thing in the bag. Schism had a lot of lore, but like I never materialized the lore into plot, if that makes sense. Like I had a lot of general ideas that I wanted to do, and I still have like a general shape of what the actual story would have been, but I never put the words to paper, you know. And at this point, it would be pointless because no one cares. Not that anyone particularly cared at the time either, but I was more conceited back then and thought that, oh yes, this is going to be great. Ash is apparently dead. No more catching them all. There's only Cyndaquil. Will I be getting the Sith Infiltrator? No, I have one. I don't need any more. Like, the 2011 one is still the best one I've ever seen. I don't think any of the ones that made sense have been better than that one. Possibly. It just should have been Ash. Like, there's no reason for it not to have been Ash. You know? Like, there is no reason for this guy right here. Like, this man right here. Why is this not Ash? This looks like him. This could be him. There's no reason for this not to be Ash. There's literally no reason. I cannot think of a reason. Ash, like, he didn't show up to help them during the fight with Garmadon. He could be a bad guy. He was kind of like he was a bit of a one back on the island. You know, it's like, he could have just come back, but instead, the new overlords of Ninjago, who replaced the overlord, they've got it in their minds that they need to rip everything apart in order to do anything anymore. Now we can't have this sort of minor cameo or like bring back a character. That's the thing. For years, it turned into just cameos. Like Tommy Andreasen got it in his head that what Ninjago fans wanted was not competent plot writing and not actual lore building and consistency in the world building. Yeah, not lore building. But they wanted cameos, like stupid 10-second cameos that just mean nothing. Like, no, that is not what anyone ever wanted. Those kind of things are just dumb, they're irrelevant, and they never make any sense. So instead of giving us an actual plot that makes sense, you know, any kind of care at all, we get Cinder. Yeah, Cinderace here. He's a Pokemon. Just literally make Cinder Ash. Why would it not work? Don't you have like timelines now, John, or something? Can't you just make it like alternate universe Ash? Oh, really? Oh, he had fire and lightning. Gosh, he had two. Was he Jay and Kai's love child? I can still fit that into villains if you want. Oh, hang on. How does this work then? Like that? And then like this. I see. He doesn't understand that based Avatar reference, I'm afraid. He's an uncultured heathen. I tried to save him years ago, but it didn't work. Can we get an F in the chat for the ignorant fool that hasn't watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? Yeah, when I do the next bag, I'm going to bring this closer to me because I am actually like stretching, like Mr. Fantastic over here. Fix this right now. You don't have the same weird excuse that a certain someone else has, and you don't want that excuse either. It's a really bad one. Do yourself the favor of watching it. Not the live action. Don't watch that. That's really bad. Go watch the original cartoon. It is worth your time. I promise. Believe me, trust me. Did this face lie to you? You can see it. You won't regret it. There is still time for your sins to be absolved. I actually need to remake the trailer, like the teaser that came out. I know that this is probably way too late now, but I kind of still want to do it because I bought this set not just because of that, but it was the major reason why I jumped on it when I did. That teaser that came out that first showed this stuff. In the what? In your episode. That is rude. I'm back on the horse now. I don't know what horse, but I'm back on it. I did not like what I chose to do, or what. I think I had a better take in that file, but I didn't really try very hard, I'll admit. But I wanted to at least give it a go. I wasn't feeling very well at the time. It is a curious condition. I mean, they're kind of joking. I have an illness. I've had it for years before I even, well, not before I started this channel, but it got like kind of bad a couple years ago. It's been a bit on and off since then, and I typically just kind of shut down in summer because like the heat just destroys. The audio quality was interesting. It was mixed very, very interesting. Interestingly, it was Lee. Ugh. I've got a bit of a cold on top of everything right now, so. And there is far too much heat, like sort of vibrating, emanating from the lamps here. Oh, with Semia not very happy about that. I thought his sounded the best, obviously, but like it sounded so completely out of place, like compared to everyone else's speech. Did you even listen to it back? I thought it was like an artistic choice. Exactly, you didn't do anything to it. You just kind of like snapped it in. It was kind of jarring, yeah. It's at the point where you got like, in terms of amateur voice acting, you sometimes like Semia's quality, it's too much. Like sometimes you actually want it to be worse just so it's consistent. It's just kind of insane. Individually, I'm sure it was fine, but like you slapped them all together and it just did not flow. To be fair, you are pretty quiet in your recordings, Jib. But it doesn't really excuse. I guess it does. I don't know. Semia's was just so much better than ours, like everyone else's, including John's. That it really was. It just stood out. That's it's quite the statement, John. Are you prepared to back that up with evidence? Oh, really? Yeah, a lot of people just dipped without telling anyone. And then it just kind of immediately, kind of completely died out when March of the Oni finished. I think it was about the time. Or maybe it was the year after that, to be fair. I think it was 2019, definitely 2020. That's when it really became obvious. But the era of stop motion YouTube kind of ended. For Ninjago, I mean. I don't know what it is. Like I can, I'd show you my statistics, but generally speaking, my Ninjago videos, my stop motion videos don't do very well at all. They're not what people want to watch anymore. Or the new kids, they don't care for them. I mean, you say that, but stop motion itself isn't dead on YouTube. It's just the modern day. They all love these kind of like vapid, really. I don't even know what to call them. I don't want to like be too rude because I also made these kind of videos. The kind of stuff that you make on like iMovie, and you have like lots of flashing lights and bing bang bong. I'm not actually putting coherent thoughts together, am I? Did I just say that? I did. I just said that. At least I didn't swear again. Yeah, but at the same time, kids aren't making stop motions and they aren't improving. Then again, okay. I say that as though that had ever been how it worked. It wasn't. What happened, the cycle for Ninjago stop motion content back in the day, and I was guilty of this to an extent as well, even if I think, if I say so myself, that I was a lesser affected party. They'd make a stop motion series. They'd be really bad for like the first episode or two. Then they'd get like a lot of views, and they'd improve a little bit, And they get just to this point where they could just, they decide that this is how I want to make it from now on. And then they would never, ever, ever get any better ever again. And that's no shade, no shade. But like, that is how it happened. Like, a lot of them were like that. Like, and I know they say, you know, don't break it if it, or what is it? It's like, if it works, don't fix it. But like, I don't... That's what I said. It didn't incentivize actual stop motion. What it did was incentivize people making low effort, long, freeze-framed things that kind of vaguely told a narrative. It was not a conductive environment for people getting better at stop motion, which is why I think it probably is for the best that it died. Though I say that as though like I'm some kind of grand stop motion god now. I'm not, but like I'm better than I was, and I'm better than when I started, and I did continue improving whenever I was making my ones as well. But I did notice a marked improvement to my own stuff when I stopped trying to make them like weekly or whatever. Like back then. If you check out my first three, like Revolution is so much better compared to the stuff I made prior to that. But that's not because Revolution is amazing. It's pretty mid now, looking back. But it's way better than the other two. The other three, the two movies I made, and the 2015 one, because I didn't fall into the same trap, I guess. I mean, you are going to improve. Very few people will continue doing the same thing over and over again and never get any better. Like, you were going to improve, obviously. But, comparing... Oh gosh. Comparing the majority of people, like the rate of improvement compared to other fandoms with LEGO stop motion animators, and it's night and day. Night and day. Yay, now I can play with my LEGO Ninjago toys, look. This is my new Ninjago season, guys. This is how I'm gonna do it. Holy moly! Right, I'll move this over here to the vaulted space beyond. Right. Did Climakai have a sword on his back? He didn't, did he? He did not know. Okay, cool. Those are spare parts, that's fine. All good. Right, this time I want to bring this a bit closer to me so that I can actually, you know, do stuff. Does he? It doesn't show that in this. I'll throw that over there then, just with him. Wow. That's a very rebellious attitude. Aren't you the kind of person to not ever dismantle any LEGO set? And if you do, you sell it because you can't bear the thought of putting it in a different way to the construction that it was meant to be. Is that not you? Did I mistake you with someone else? It is. It's always fun. Like, I have so many. Like, so many. Back when, in like 2011, I still had like a ton. So many, in fact, that I was able to convince myself that it was a good idea to destroy one of them to make it like a custom dark saber. I just cut the base off of one of the black katanas and shoved it on the top of a lightsaber piece and gave it to Pre Vizsla. Because that was what was happening in the Clone Wars at the time. Bet you modern day non-fans didn't know that. You're all your Mandalorians and your Book of Boba Fett. You didn't know that it was in the Clone Wars first. Only real OGs remember Pre Vizsla. I hate Pre Vizsla. He was awful. He was a really bad character. I say that he wasn't awful, but meh. Completely forgettable. The dark saber. Ow. Uh-huh. Yes. One of the few. There is someone else in this chat who has not seen the Clone Wars and who refuses to watch it. A pitiful individual. Someone that I can only feel pity for. It really does bring a tear to my eye to know that someone so ignorant exists out there. It saddens me. I'm crying. Yeah, the Darksaber was cool. That's why I destroyed a Ninjago katana to make a copy of it. No, literally 13 years ago, almost. That's an unlucky number. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair. I've never gone back and watched Seabound, so I guess I can't really speak too much. Throwing stones from my glass house. Right, let's have a look. See here. There's a lot of pieces and not a lot of obvious places to put them. Okay, we will take this and put it here. That's fair. That feels good to me. I put my hand here. We want to get a lot of black bits in here. They're blending together. In my vision. Oh, that's wrong. It was there. Mm-hmm. I felt so clever when I did it myself, like, back then. It's not that impressive, though. It's just... it's pretty obvious that, like... I'd also made a few other custom figures at the time, using stickers. Like, actual stickers, and I just shove them on top of the thing. I did get, like, a bunch of decal paper as well. I've made one clone that way. I do actually have a personally customized decal clone from when I was 10. It's not awful, actually. But, like, at the time, the decal paper was, like, really difficult to use. Or, like, it was very involved. So I just got some, like... what were they even called? Just labels. Basically, just, like, sticky labels. And I just drew all over them. In the design. I did one for Ahsoka. For Season 3 of the Clone Wars. I still have that. It's basically held up all this time. I still don't actually have a Season 3 Ahsoka, like an official one. I also do not have the official Darksaber, so... Okay, and then... Actually, I don't think we'll get to, bag 3 today. I think I'll probably stop at bag 2. Unfortunately. I may try stream tomorrow. We'll see. The elemental chicken. What a powerful character. I'm so glad it exists. Where would Ninjago be without the elemental chicken? Where did the temple... Hang on, what did I do with the temple of freaking Fright? Oh, it's there. I completely forgot what I did with it. I was like, where'd it go? Thing we built last. Oh really? I have that. I bought that the other month. Put it on that haul video with the music. That was fun, right? That was a funny video. The short. I've not built that or the firstborn. I called Heatwing Dragon the firstborn. Heatwave Dragon, sorry. I know what these sets are called. I know. I'm a real Ninjago fan, guys. It's not fake. Trust me. Please believe me. I even know that Griffin Turner died in War of the Titans in Lego Ninjago stop motion series from AL150 Productions. That's how much of a super fan of Ninjago I am. Oh really? You didn't get a single regular Claymore set with Ahsoka in? She was quite common. Is that legit? Is this information legit? Are they truly so powerful? These elemental chickens. Imagine elemental chicken nuggets. I think Lego Show TV would become the most powerful character of all time. Fair, fair. Revenge. I can't hate season 11. It has a sphere in it. It's just impossible. I physically cannot hate season 11 because Asphera is in it. I also cannot truly completely despise Crystallized because Asphera is also in it. Though it comes pretty close. I mean, chickens don't have souls, so it's alright, right? That's true. But I said that I can't completely 100% despise it. Because the Sphera is present. And Python was as well, but he kind of got ruined. Like, Asphera was like the most consistently written character in the entire season. Which is like, wow. Well, I guess the Overlord was as well, because the Overlord was just as bad as he always was. Like that. It's that way around, isn't it? With that on that side, and the base on that, yeah. She can, though. She did it like twice. The Green Ninja is overhyped and featless. He has no power scaling. The power of Emo is too much for any one ninja to take on alone. Harumi's control over the concept of emo is just, it's next level. That's why Sasuke won in the first fight against Naruto. It wasn't until Naruto also became edgy and an emo that anything got done. It's the rule of ninjas, you know? Like a universal law. In every culture along the world. No, I'm talking about Naruto. Oh yeah, because edgy, emo stuff. No, that's fine. You don't have to watch Naruto. It's not very good. It's just like the typical thing, you know? When you think of edgy ninjas, you think of Naruto because of Sasuke. Thanks, Misako. What a good parent. At least Garmadon had the excuse of literally being trapped in hell. She just dumped him. Just completely just dumped him off. Some random... Like, I presume she just dropped him off at, like, the... What was it even called? The school? Oh, I actually watched it back then as well. No, I first watched Naruto in 2017, I think. And then it stretched into 2018. 19, sorry, 2018. Early 2018. Yeah, that's what it was. Darkly's School for Bad Boys or something like that. And like, it was very unclear if they were making villains or if they were trying to stop people from becoming villains. To this day, I still do not know. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment. And the worst part is, I think Harumi would do well as a Robin. Well, now, the current her, like, I think before she was kind of completely irredeemable, it seemed. Well, no, that's not true. I'm being silly, but she did kill her adoptive parents for no particular, like, the thing is, Harumi's a really, really bad person. Because even if she has, like, an understandable motivation, she got really mad at the world. And she started doing everything she did because her parents died, right? So what does she do? She kills her new adopted parents on purpose, despite not having any real reason to. There was no reason to do that. She killed them. She actually killed them. There was no reason for them to die. Like, she did it for no particular reason. It's really, yeah, I don't know. The thing is, like, with that kind of act, it's like Harumi was clearly like a lost child who was falling down like the really wrong path, and yet the writers, the Hagemans, were like, yo, no, this is clearly a super mega ultra mind mastermind who like knows everything about the Oni and everything about Garmadon and everything about everything, and it just, ugh. Sons of Garmadon is really, really inconsistent, dude. It's I don't understand how anyone can like it just because of that. It's just, it's too much. Yeah, it's insane. That is really like, and then she killed them. There was no reason to do that. It served no purpose. They died for no particular, just like throw the trail off her, but no one was on her trail until then. Like no one, it's just, it's like, she may as well have just like made a giant neon glowing sign pointing to, now, no one had thought that she was involved with it, and now people are going to suspect. Just to run every option through. It was clearly not the choice of a mastermind, it was the choice of an idiot child who apparently had no morals and turned into a sociopath. That, it does seem to be the way it went, right? Like, her upbringing did screw her up mentally, somehow. I'm not sure how. Maybe, like, maybe the the two royals were just really awful people as well. Like, we don't see anything, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, it literally should. It was just... they killed everyone. And there was no reason to. It is funny, and that's what people, I think, point out when they say, oh, Sons of Garmadon is so dark. It's not. It really, really wasn't that dark. It was just... it was stupid. How does that work? Oh, I see. Oh. That entire thing, every bit of Ninjago stuff in Sons of Garmadon and Hunted, well, not every, but anything in Ninjago City at least, just, you need to, like, shut your brain off, because none of it makes any sense. Like, none of it. I also just, I get they were trying to make Garmadon seem like really imposing and everything, but like the one golem, the one stone golem he had, that was the sign of his power. He took over an entire city by putting some black gunk on a really tall building and then controlling one golem. That's it. That was his control over Ninjago, and he had a bunch of hoodlums. That was his army. That was how he did it. He was. I could never take it seriously because like he wasn't in control of Ninjago. He just was not, and like the show was acting like he was. And oh, the ninja have nowhere to hide. Why don't they leave the city then? Huh? Why don't you leave the city? Go and gather an army of everyone else. Come back and just knock over his stupid toy soldier and like. It was yeah. No, that part of Sons got. No, that part of Hunted really took a lot out of my suspension of disbelief. It pushed it way too far. Yeah, that's supposed to be like the thing. Like that was supposed to be like the not irony, but like that was the final realization she had, that she's an idiot, or rather that she was a dumb kid. So that's why I'm saying Harumi got ruined by Sons of Garmadon, and I got really salty at that. To be fair, in hindsight, now knowing what Crystallize did to her, with the benefit, you know, looking back, okay, she wasn't as completely destroyed because she did eventually get given the ending that she should have had initially. But it lost all of its impact, every last tiny speck of it, well not every last, but most of it, because they didn't bother to put in the legwork to actually make her that character. She was someone completely different by the time she died. She was this kind of omniscient, psychic person that knew everything, despite the fact that she really, really shouldn't know the things that she did. So it came across like it lacked all of the nuance, I guess, that it would have had. So that's to like slap you in the face like, oh, she saved the family, but now she's dying, and she died because the skyscraper fell on her. And then it's like, okay, but how many people did you kill doing this? Like, you saved one family, that's it. That's all you could do. You caused this, like, you did this. But that was never what was given to her. Which elemental dragons? Exactly, like there was no Garmadon, it was just so pathetic and I couldn't take him seriously. His power level was also really bizarre. Like they wanted to bring Garmadon back and they wanted to make him be like threatening because of the movie. They wanted to make Garmadon again, right? And they handled it in the most bizarre way possible. He was not threatening. He had no real presence, like he didn't. His most threatening moment was when he killed Mr. E, and it was killed because that's omniscient, dude. Mr. E had a soul. Well, he didn't. He never came back. He was in the Departed Realm. But would Zane go to the Departed Realm if he died? Or would he just cease to exist? Does Zane have a soul? That's a question. Oh wait, no, sorry. Cryptor did, didn't he? Cryptor did. I forgot about that. Maybe Mr. E just wasn't good enough. Or maybe he did. Yeah, basically. It was very strange. I don't mind. Again, I have no issue with the premise, like the beginning of the series. Sons of Garmadon being a thing, they were great. It made sense, like Harumi's whole sort of deal. how she gained the people she did to help her out. All these people being relatively normal individuals. They gain power that's way beyond them. She's way in over her head. What should have happened is that the moment Garmadon gets revived, it's not Garmadon getting lectured by Harumi, it's the other way around. Harumi then has to go through this entire thing where we see a lot of a character, and like they could have delved right into this mindset, the mindset of an individual who kills her adopted parents just to sort of get revenge for her original parents. There's so much. There is so much depth to that you could delve into. With Garmadon being sort of like to start with, Harumi would be really into like the whole, not into it, you know what I mean? She'd be really up for this, right? It would be dead what she wanted. It would sort of be exactly what she was expecting, as Garmadon like takes them on as his generals or whatever. Then he starts doing more and more like evil stuff over time, and you can like have it so that the events going on start paralleling what she grew up with. Like, it wouldn't be immediate because, again, she's a dumb kid. Was established. She's a dumb child. She didn't really know what she was doing. She just was really, really edgy and wanted and she killed loads of people. But she never really consider. She wasn't there when they died. She wasn't there when the adopted parents died. She wasn't there when they killed anyone else, basically. And I know they didn't really get implied to kill anyone else, but like, they must have, happened at some points. So the two things that needed to change were like Harumi and Garmadon's relationship. And Garmadon needed to be more imposing because he was not imposing at all. I remember really getting annoyed at that back in the day. But one of my reviews for one of the episodes was just me like, it was the episode where he fought Lloyd in the prison, and I just Lloyd got his butt kicked, right? But like it wasn't because it didn't feel earned, because Garmadon wasn't doing anything special and Lloyd was just kind of losing because he needed to lose. Yeah, that would have been funny. I'm glad that they went that route with it. I wanted Garmadon to be evil again, and I was really excited for it because I thought they did him really dirty in season 1, and then they did him even more dirty in season 2. So I was really up for evil Garmadon again. And they'd even gotten an excuse to just have him be pure evil. And then it could have been amazing. It could have been amazing if they'd played off the Harumi motivations, her entire character up until that point. Would have been insane. She'd hands down been the best character in Ninjago. And that's what really bothers me. She had so much potential. And they seem to like know at the end they'd messed up because they backtrack and they make Harumi die like that, but a little too late. Oh, Garmadon season 2 is horrible. It really does hurt looking back, because they were just memeing and then they decided, oh no, we need to now make a really evil guy show up, so we'll make the Overlord. Because they'd already ruined Garmadon by that point for no real reason. Like, they hadn't earned that. They hadn't earned that. They destroyed him in season 1. Well, they say they destroyed him. Look, I really like Pilot Garmadon. That's not a secret if you know me at all. I really like Pilot Garmadon. And I do not like season 1 Garmadon as much, because I think that they're very different characters. I know we didn't get to see much of Pilot Garmadon, but what we did see was distinct and different to what we saw in season 2, even 1. And then, of course, season 2 was just awful. In every capacity. Except Dareth. There was too much comedy, basically, in season 2. If it had been more focused and kept in to like certain aspects, it would have been a lot better. Yeah, and they wanted to like juxtapose that with the Overlord for no real reason. It's literally an exact case of tearing something down to build something else up, and I hate that. Especially when it comes to something like that. Especially when it doubled, especially when it comes to a character that had been shown basically no respect. Like, if he actually had a good personality, if he had an actual character. Like, first off, that kind of... Well, I think a lot of the problems with the Overlord could be fixed with one little change to the lore. Make him the first Ninjutsu Master's only half. Only half. Like, actually have it so that the first Ninjutsu Master that raised Wu and Garmadon was like half of the first Ninjutsu Master, the dragon half. And then have the other half, the Oni half, be the Overlord. And it'd be like this massive twist. I mean, that's obviously with retcon lore. But that is what I thought for years that they were going to do. That would be explanation. It'd be this, you know, big twist. It'd be amazing. In terms of personality, again, like, the problem with the Overlord in Season 2 is that he's nothing without Garmadon. Like, by design. He's literally nothing without Garmadon. Without Garmadon there, making him look good, he's nothing. Like, you just can't, really. He's just meant to be evil. He's a bad guy. He's evil. That's it. You can't really give him a personality because of that. Unless you make him the Oni side, which would give him more nuance, which means you wouldn't be able to make him pure evil anymore. Because Oni aren't pure evil. They're just typically kind of, I don't know. Again, it's too much for just the Overlord. The Overlord's a systematic problem of their writing philosophy at the time. Not, I guess he's a symptom, not the cause. You need to completely overhaul him. You can't fix the Overlord as he is. Again, I think Rebooted did him best, and even then, I don't like him that much. Yeah. They didn't bother trying anything with Mistake. There was clearly something they were going to do there. I got really annoyed when we found out in much of the Oni that they were like horde mentality zombies. I'm not like, okay, Oni in Japanese mythology are kind of whatever. I know a few like other series that have some really, really cool ideas on what they do with their Oni. Like, different series handle, you know, different ways and all that. And Ninjago was doing its own thing, and I have no problem with Ninjago doing its own thing, right? No issue. Zero issue. It's fine. I mean, I have more of an issue with the dragons being mindless than the Oni being mindless. But that being said, I still don't like them being mindless, mostly. Because it just cuts away any of the individuality that Mistake has. Well, not any. But large chunks of Mistake's individuality and personality are called into question because she's like one of the few Oni that can actually think. And so sure, she can turn a new leaf, but the vast majority of them seem to not be able to do that. I guess that wouldn't really change anything at that point. Like, the Overlord would have enough intelligence to be able to change as a person. And he wouldn't. But then you'd be able to like lock in and explain why that is. Maybe you could have a plot line where the Overlord resents the first Ninjutsu Master for casting him off, as though he was some kind of like lesser irrelevant thing. And it could be an interesting like cycle of hatred, basically. Hatred, whatever. Distaste for the first Ninjutsu Master. Where he's like, initially, he's just all of his bad thoughts or whatever. And it takes the Oni half of his blood or whatever. But then over time, that it just sort of like cycles back into itself with actually having legitimate reasons for disliking the first Ninjutsu Master and then hating him. And then going on and on and on. And then by the time of the actual canon series, you'd have enough of a grudge that it would make sense for him to be this horrific, evil individual. That could have been interesting. That could have been very, very interesting. I'm not saying that like pure evil villains can't exist, but when you make them, you have to be careful. You have to be really careful. And they clearly wanted to make the Overlord the Sidious to Garmadon's Darth Vader. And that's my issue, because Garmadon was initially the Sidious in the equation, right? Pilot Garmadon, definitely a Sidious. Season 1 Garmadon, a Darth Vader. That's the equivalent, the example, what is that? The comparison. That's the word. That's the comparison I always use with those two. I think it fits the best. I don't think we'll ever get one, to be honest. I don't know if we'll ever get one at this point. I really want one, but I don't know. The closest thing we'll ever get is that Wu from the 10-year anniversary. By recent, did he show up recently? Like, is in like Dragon's Rising or something? I have no idea. I don't remember. The last time I remember him showing up was in, yeah, season 11, you're right. But I don't remember what he looked like in that. Didn't we just see his back as well? We saw his face in season... Did we see his face? Or was it blurred out as well in March of the Oni? Yeah, the original Wu robe. The black one. Probably a good one as well. Mm-hmm. Oh, what's happened there? This is a tree, right? Where does this even go? Is this in the front? Oh, this is one of the sides, isn't it? That's interesting. This is a bit taller than I thought it'd be. It looks like an outright tree, doesn't it? That definitely looks like an outright tree. Lego above. I don't have any dogs, but I've got some goats. You want some goats? There's some goats there. I did buy some more of those minifigure packs. I've got one more left. One more. Like I spent 10 quid on 3 more. This is my last order now. If I do not get the Toad figure, well, I don't even remember the official name anymore. If I do not get that figure in this, I'm gonna have to eBay her, and that's sad. That's like giving up. It's not, but like. Look, I have bad decisions. I make bad decisions with my money. Oh, you thought it was overpriced? Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't really mind paying that much because I thought it was pretty cool. But I did see the I did think initially it looked a bit weird for that price. But I think it's about the same size. Looking at this, I think it may be about the same size as the Temple of Fortitude, which not bad. If this, yeah, if this is consistent with the rest of the build. I also bought the Creator Giraffe, so I'm very excited for that. I've got a real soft spot for those new creator sets. I really like them. I've bought pretty much all of them. True. But again, it's also £15 less. And inflation. That was literally 10 years ago. I can accept this price, to be honest. Is it an exclusive? I can't remember. Wait, did I? I actually only bought this at the time so I could buy my my grandmother this Lego Daffodil thing that she wanted, and it was reduced on Lego.com at the time, so I just bit the bullet and bought the this as well at the same time to get free postage. That's the only reason I bought it at full price. I probably would have waited like ages otherwise. I would have probably. I think I would have picked this up when it went on when they did another ×2 day for VIP points or whatever they're called. An overabundance of Ninjago villain base sets. Huh? What? How? I don't see it. The only thing Ninjago has an overabundance of is vehicles. It's literally the only thing that you can even say that about. Have there been more Ninjago villain based like location sets? Yes. Is that an overabundance though? Is it? Can you really call it that? Do you want less? You need some more giant turbo trucks and massive rollerblade bikes. And the amount we get, not enough. My throat's dying. Goodness. I should have brought some water up. I forgot. The heat is just not fair to your throat, is it? Winter, come back. I miss you already. Basically, where do they get the funds from? Are they government sponsored? Is it paid using taxpayers' money? Gosh, that's horrible. I don't want to be an Ninjago citizen. Definitely not. That's where the taxpayer money's going. So the ninja can create some horrible monstrosity and just charge through town on them. Yeah, because those are new locations and they typically tend to be where the villains are. If you're going to make a location set, then you want to have conflict in it. That's Lego's design philosophy though. The ninja don't really get new places to chill out at, really. So it's kind of by necessity. I mean, they could make like Jamonokai Village, but that place hasn't shown up in literally almost a decade. I do get what you're saying. I don't think it's an overabundance. It's just that's sort of how it goes. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, that is a good amount. Getting one, we need more. Honestly, we deserve more. We deserve more, like more than that. I wouldn't want less. But like, they just stopped introducing places the ninja could call bases like ages ago, just for ease of access, I guess. But that's the funny thing. I don't know why they bothered doing that, to be honest. I mean, there is the ninja's new X cave. Like, they could have made a set with that in. I think that would have been interesting. I guess they just don't sell as well as the villain stuff. But that's my only guess then. That the ninja vehicles sell really well, and the villain bases and villain locations sell better than the ninja ones. That's probably the reason. I mean, I have no proof of that, but it makes sense. I'm not complaining though. I'm complaining about the vehicles, but not about the locations. I'm just glad we still get them. Alright. I don't know what else to do with money. Which Lloyd? Because the answer to Lloyd of those seasons is no. But there is. That's not a fair assessment at all. It's not generic Ninjago base number 12. It's the location setting of the season. And then, you know, that just happens to include the villains of the season. So there's conflict in the set so kids can play with the toy. That's not really fair. It's not generic Ninjago villain base number 12. That's really unfair, actually. I think you might want to go have another look at the sets that you call them generic Ninjago villain base number 12. They're easily the most distinct visual locations in the season, in most of Lego's catalog, actually. I mean, the ninja just get Japanese-inspired temples, which are really cool, and I love them, and I'd always want more. But definitely disingenuous, I think. That's a bit of a an L take, I think. I'm not quite agreeing with you there. Although the Crystal Palace was awful. I'll admit it that much. Right, but visually they're distinct. The ninja just literally have a lot of castles and temples. The villains also have a distinct visual design that the designers use and incorporate. You can't call the original Bone Fortress generic. It's distinctly Underworld Ninjago. You can't call... What was the next one? They didn't do... No, 2012. 2013 had the Temple of Light. The 2014 had the... No. 2015 had the DBX, and then it also had the City of Styx, which wasn't really a villain base. Though it did get, like, haunted, I guess. Which I think the City of Styx is really cool. It's got a bit of a mix. It's like both the villains and also the heroes. And it's like a city location. But it's not. But like it's a large... I don't know. City of Styx is kind of weird. Then what was it? Skybound had... Then the movie came out. No, it didn't. Then the Third of the Party, which had the X Cave, and it also had... What? Was it just the X Cave that year? I think it was. Then there was... Yeah, then there was the movie, doesn't count. Then they did... The Hands of Time didn't have a location set for the villains. The Sons of Garmadon didn't have a location set for the villains. No, it had the Temple of Resurrection, but that's just a weird set. That didn't really have much appearance. It wasn't really a villain location either. Then there's Hunted, which had the Mad Max inspired Hunter location, which is really cool and distinct. Then there's... What's next? Oh, the Lighthouse as well, I guess. Yeah, the Southern Garmadon base is kind of... I remember really disliking that one, but then getting it, and then I just kind of decided that I didn't mind it, because it's a playset. It doesn't really count in my mind. It barely counts. But, like, yeah, that's fair. That one's just bad. I don't like that. It's not bad. It's an alright playset, I guess. I thought it was too expensive. I still agree on that. But it clearly wasn't intended to be like a built location. It's just meant to be a toy. Like all of them are, but like, yeah. What was Hunted? Then it was March of the Oni. Got a literal figure pack, and that's it. Then season 11 came with the Fire Fang, and then the Ice Castle. Ice Castle was a disappointment. I remember buying it and really hoping I could get more. I remember someone made a custom version of it for the show. The Ice Castle, I'm not the biggest fan of that, but they tried, I guess. I really wish that the Ice Castle had been Ice Palace, whatever it's called, had been a bit more of a blatant Japanese-inspired temple, just like frozen over. That would be really cool. Right, well, we've seen like 4. They've been outnumbered so far from what we've just talked through. Prime Empire, I do not remember at all. March the Mountain, whatever it's called, Master of the Mountain, had a distinct, different mountain-esque fortress. That's different. That was nothing like the ones we saw before. The closest one you can call it to would be the what was it? The Skull Fortress from the beginning, which had literally a decade between the two of them. Almost. Yeah. It had almost a decade between the two of them. Then there's yeah, it was good, and it was distinct visually. I don't think you're right. Then the next one after that was the Seabound Palace, which, am I wrong? I thought that was the good guys' location. They just had Wajira. That one was a bit of a mess set, like in general, but visually there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing visually wrong, like the aesthetic is fine. It's nothing weird. It's the first like palace, real palace that they decided to build, which is more the problem. Like there's not enough. There's definitely not too many. And then crystallized one was awful as well. And I already talked about the ones after that. Yeah, I don't agree. I just went through all of that. I'm a bit confused if you still do think that, because there isn't enough. There aren't enough actual proper location sets. Especially for the villains. Like, they've just been doing a lot of them recently. They are, though. They are interesting. Like, design-wise, concept-wise, they're typically the most interesting thing out the wave. That's opinion. Like, you're allowed. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing there, but I don't think that's right. I don't agree. Well, yeah, it's fine. And then the like little fang things. Oh wait, yeah. Uninteresting. Well, no. Again, they don't. I didn't. Which ones? Do you mean like the Sons of Garden on HQ? I didn't call them uninteresting. You said overabundance initially, that there were too many. And it's different design philosophies. All of them. Again, I said the Crystal King's Temple was bad. I don't like that set. I think it was just a bad set. I don't think that it was an uninteresting like concept though. I think there's some really interesting stuff in that set. I just thought it was a bad set. Unigami's Temple, I don't really remember that one. Like, just that entire season was just awful. That wave was even worse. I don't really count. I don't really remember them. Like, you're right there, I guess. But that doesn't really change anything because you said overabundance. That's just one. On the Sons of Garden base, I already just explained my thought process on that one. Why I don't really count it. Cool. That's that. And connect it like this. Oh, wait, what's that? It's the wrong way around. Who knows? One of the great mysteries of life. Why was Prime Empire so bad? Go embrace your love of geology, Mix. Run into the sunset. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. That's half of it. Yeah, I'm going to stop here. I'm getting a bit tired. see if we can work out how big this is gonna be. I mean, there's... Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Like that? Is that how it is gonna be? Yeah. So, like there, and then literally this, and then another one on the same side. So it's about the size of this base plate. That's interesting. Yeah, that seems about fair. That's a pretty wide set, actually. Impressive. Okay. Right, that's all I've got time for, though. I'll probably try and stream tomorrow. Maybe, hopefully. Because I do want to get going on this build. But yeah, that's all for now. See you guys later. Hang on. Yeah, cool. Bye-bye.